Good morning. Let's see. Let me have him put it on split screen. Slowly happening. We're going to be doing peer revision today. I hope you have copies of your summaries. Daily briefing from Microsoft. Oh, great. Awesome. Just another thing. Okay. I don't have any of my SPC students here. It's obviously the mid-semester slump. That's what's happening. So, let me open up. Okay. Well, the other schools may not be there. That might be the reason. Okay. Hopefully they'll get the screen split in a second. That should help us out. I do want to talk about summary peer revision. I am going to work with the notion that Wellman Union and Last Buddy are there, that we just can't see them. And because the volume is an issue, when the screens are like this, it used to be somebody had to speak at the site for it. There we go. There it's split. Okay. Hey, Rodney. Morning. We're doing peer revision over the summary. You don't have to have a couple of copies of yours, do you?
I don't. I'll have it as a digital.
I'll print them out in just a minute. We'll kind of hang on because this does not take as long to do peer revision on the summaries. Okay. You're not going to pay attention to me anyway. You got a paperback. So. All right. Let me talk about this real quick. I'm going to have to blow it up. For some reason, I can't get to the toggle down at the bottom in Word. It's hidden by the menu bar at the bottom. So I'll have to blow it up a little bit. Let's go up to 16. It's going to look different than it does on your pages, okay? What you're going to fill out is who was the author of the summary you're reading and who you are as the peer reviser. So that's just, I traditionally do that on a document because my SBC students don't necessarily know each other's names. So it helps you to know because when you turn in your comments, you need to know who did your paper. All you at the high schools know each other. So, but the first question is about formatting. Is the heading correct? Is it double-spaced? Are the items in the correct order? And is the date formatted correctly? This document is relatively simple. So every little thing that you do wrong is compounded on this one since it's not like writing an essay because it's a summary. The second one says, is there a title that says summary and paraphrase? After that, does the citation of the article follow the title? That's where it should be. There should be no extra spaces, just double space throughout. And right after the title, then you see the citation. Is it correct? Does it have the correct hanging indent? And then, does the first sentence of the summary begin in the article, and it gives the title? And then you write by, and you give the author's last name, or first name and last names, or all of the author's names. Or if you have more than 3 authors, you can go the first author's name, and then et al. And then you put a comma, because that's an introductory prepositional phrase. The author discusses, or another acceptable verb, and then give the main idea of the article. That's how it should always begin. There's no other beginning for it, okay? And just saying thanks to the people at our IT people, real quick. And then number 5 says, does every sentence after the first one begin with some reference to the author? Give those beginnings. I don't know how many times I've said that. Every sentence must have an author tag. If it doesn't, you lose points. So it's good that we're doing this right now so that there are no issues. Haley, I will send you somebody's email real quick, okay, after I get done talking, so that I'll send you a couple to look at, okay? So you can tell me whose you did, all right, since she's by herself. So then we've got the next section we have is, there's a big gap because it says give all those beginnings. If they don't begin it with an author tag, you need to tell them. This is not about you, it's about what somebody else wrote. That's the focus of it, okay? So that's why you have a gap. The summary should not contain any quotes from the article. Circle if quotation marks show up and it is not the title. There are no numbers. There should not be any numbers in the summary. I saw a lot of summaries yesterday, and people were giving me statistics all over the place. No, it's main ideas. That's what the summary is about. The purpose of a summary is allow the person who's reading it to be able, to read your summary and say, okay, I can go look at this and find the information I want. It's not to give everything in it, okay? I had somebody yesterday who had a 3-page summary. I was freaking out, let me tell you. And what is the length of the summary? And we're talking pages. Is it 2/3 of a page? Is it half a page? Is it 4 sentences? If it's 4 sentences, it's too short. And let me just address the fact that some of you tried to give me stuff off of websites. You can't download stuff off of a website. You can only download those articles off of, unless you want to get in trouble and get some odd things going on your computer. You can only download those articles off the databases. So when you sent me links or you just copied the web page and put it in, you had no publication information. It's really difficult to give you credit on assignment when you don't do what I asked you to do, okay? But also, check over the grammar and punctuation, circle the commas and any misspelled words, okay? So then we go to paraphrase. Has the student supplied the original sentences, or it could be a single sentence. I had at least 3 people yesterday who managed to find sentences in the original article that totaled 30 to 32 words. They must have looked and counted tremendously. It was hilarious. I thought it was very funny. And are they encased in quotation marks? I need to be able to tell which one's the summary. I mean, which one's the quote that you're going to paraphrase. And number 3 says, did the student only select a few words from the original sentence and use synonyms in place of a few words, or did the student do any rephrasing of longer sections? You need to be able to tell that. You know, if they just changed every 3rd word, that's pretty obvious. If they actually gave you some different flow to it, that's better. And then can you see how the 2 sentences are saying the same thing but in different phrasings and words? That's saying, can you tell how the paraphrase says the same thing as the original quoted material? And then please suggest any other words to be switched from the original. So that's what you need. That's what you're doing. You're going to do 2 other people's, and then like we did on the narrative, not the compare and contrast because that was a total fail. A lot of people didn't bother to do the peer revision, and it showed on the compare and contrast essays. I'm just telling you, they're pretty bad. That you will go into course content into this week. I haven't put it in yet, but I'll do it right now while I'm talking to you. Where you're going to put in the information about peer revision, all right? So I'm building an assessment. Assessment just means it gets graded. So the assignment is summary, peer revision comments. Okay. Please give the names of the 2 people who revised your summary, paraphrase, and a couple, I can't spell today, of sentences about, I'm not sure why that T's in there, about what you thought of their comments. This is worth 12.5 points. This is part of the scheduled points. This is not anything extra credit. This is expected to be done, okay? Let's do today at midnight, and it's a whopping It won't like the fact that I put in a point. Every time it asks me, do you really wanna have a number like that? And I'm like, yeah, I do. That's why I put it in there. Okay? So, you'll just go down at the very bottom. Oh, I've already done it. Look at that. Awesome. I'm ahead of the game. So, give the names of the two individuals, all right? I'll delete this one. Get it out of the way. I just assumed I hadn't done it because I hadn't done it in my classes yesterday. All right? So, that's due by midnight tonight for 12.5 points. Okay? So, that's what you're doing is peer revision. Just be sure to tell them, if every sentence doesn't start with an author tag, in his article entitled, NFL football, John Smith discusses blah, 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 blah. Smith goes on to, look at this, the first sentence should be a sentence that covers the entire the main idea of the entire, article. The sentences after that should flow in the order in which the main points occur in the article. Smith goes on to discuss this. The author also looks at this. He then explains blah, 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 blah. Smith also goes on to do this. The article states blah, 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 blah. See, there's lots of ways to do it. If you don't have an author, you'll either say the author and never give a name, or you will say the article discusses. That's how you do that. You could use it. It's a little bit hard. Okay, so what I probably need to print summaries, right, for you guys? You did? Okay, let me get Rodney printed. Jackie, have you got one in yet? Okay. I'm gonna print an extra copy. Well, I'm gonna print 2 copies because she can still do peer revision on y'all's. That's still acceptable, okay? And you would just tell me whose you read, okay? Let's see. Oh, it would help if I were even in the right thing. Okay. For some reason, Rodney, I was looking at the discussion board on compare and contrast has a blue ball on it. It means you didn't finish it. And for some reason, that's what I was looking at just then. Okay. Let me download the article. Oh no, that's the article. There's the summary. Okay. I'm real excited, guys. I'm going to see Amy Grant in concert tonight. One of my favorite singers. Okay, Rodney, you're going to have to go get it, because I'm going to stay in here, so I'm not running down the hallway. I got to hit the print button. Okay. I have to hit a print button, then I have to hit another print button that charges my department. You're going to go down this hallway, and you'll see a short hallway. It looks like it's leading to an outside door. Once you get there, you'll see there's another hallway that goes that way and goes this way. This one, you'll see there's a copy printer down there, and the 2 copies should be sitting in there. Not too many other people print in this building anymore besides me, so. Okay. Wait, I don't know why I did that again. The only other thing I want to tell you is don't indent paragraphs. This is not an essay. Everything should be flush left. There's no separate paragraphs in it.
Do we need to put the, original, like, sentence and paraphrase too?
Yes, because we can't tell if you've paraphrased it or not. So you'll have to go back and add that probably, right? It's on the back? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell if you've done a good paraphrase without the original. And that's why you put it in quotation marks, like Rodney doesn't have his in quotation marks, so that's what y'all need to tell him, put it in quotes. Okay. And this is a much quicker grade for me than the compare and contrast. The summaries, you just have to follow the rules. You know what, I think I'm gonna print Caleb's. So you can give one to Jackie and one to Reed, okay? Okay. Let's see, where's the Word document? Haley, I haven't forgotten you. I'm gonna send you two real quick. Or Reed, do you want me to send her yours? Okay. Oh, Jackie, yours just came in, didn't it? Okay. I'll print yours, too. And then summary, not impaired, contrast. Well, that's good. Look at that. Okay. I just sent them through email, Haley. Ah, that's your article. Okay. I thought it was your draft. No problem. All right, I'm gonna go get Kevin's that I did. Okay, the first two, drafts of the summary peer revision, no citations. Guys, you gotta have it. Gotta have that citation. That's super important. Okay? And it's not that it hasn't been said, it's that you're not paying attention. Okay? You've got to do what you're expected to do on this. If you turn it in wrong, you're gonna get a failing grade, I'm just telling you. Okay. I'm sorry, what? Okay. If you drive from Dallas, you know. Okay. Here is one copy. Jackie has a copy of your summary. You might see, Reed, do you have one? Yeah, if you'll let Reed do it. You need to do peer revision on them, okay? So you can give yours to Reed if you want to. So if you get, huh? Yeah. But to get the credit in week 9, you go in and tell me who looked at your essay, who peer revised yours. You tell me who did the peer revision on yours and what you thought of their comments, okay? So, no shorts. Today's gonna be hotter than most days the rest of the week. Don't ever refer to the author by the first name only. They are not your friends. This is a formal academic document. No first person, no second person, okay? Sir? You need something to write with, huh? Okay, I feel like I'm back teaching in high school. It's okay. Do you have other classes today?
Pens are in my car.
They're in your car, okay. All right.
What do you call it when it's for the citations and you don't.
The hanging indent, it's lacking. Mhm. I'm actually looking at your stuff right now. If you see you get 12.5 points, that's because you turned it in, but I'm making comments on what I'm not seeing, okay? Okay. I just got one that had a citation on it. That was exciting. I had 6 with no citation. Yeah. Remember, if you don't know how to do the hanging indent in the citations, if you go back to last week, in week 8, there's a video on how to do it in Word. It's also in course resources. I said that, I better check. I think I put it in course resources too. Yeah, down at the very bottom of course resources, how to do a hanging indent. My wonderful 2-minute video. That's for your benefit.
Mine?
Yeah, you don't have a hanging indent on your citation. Let's see here. The other thing that happens a lot of times, when you have a URL go in, it turns it blue and underlines it. As soon as that happens, if you'll just hit Control Z, and if you need to do it again, Control Z, it'll remove that, and then you can finish it. It's just something that hangs in there forever, okay? And no paragraphs, by the way. Haley, I am doing yours, so check your, go to my grades and go follow the link to my comments, okay?
Type.
one of the main things I'm seeing is no summaries, the summaries are there, no paraphrases of a quote. That's gotta be part of it. That's at least 25% of the final grade. So if you don't do it, you've got a problem. And it has to be, you have to select at least 30 words, but it's gotta be complete sentences. You can't.
Miss Thompson!
The next one's, you only have 10 words in the next sentence, but you don't give me a complete thought. You have to do the entire sentence.
Miss Thompson.
Okay, let me come over to the mic thing so I can hear. Okay. Say that again.
Tell her.
It's Katie Pressman from Health Center, and I just sent you a course message about the extra credit
Okay.
for turning in my article that was wrong.
Stop. Say it again. Say what you said after a message about the extra credit. What else did you say after that?
Since I did it wrong and you couldn't see it, I tried to submit it where you could see it.
Okay. All right. I will check it in a few minutes. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. I'm just going to go into opposing viewpoints one more time. Find an article. I'll just pick on curfews this time because I'm tired of looking at death penalty. Wow. I want to download that article. I'm going to open it up. I don't actually even have to download it to me to copy words from it. So just remember, when you're dealing with an article from opposing viewpoints, your article doesn't actually begin until after the questions. So you can see how it's got 3 questions. And by the way, those questions in an article like this are a clue to what it's about. It's asking you about the main ideas, okay? So it doesn't actually begin till in response. Let's see. I'm just going to copy right here these 2 sentences. Okay, and what's cool is you can even do this with PDF now. There we go. And I'm going to put it over in a Word document. New. So there I have it, and I can check the number of words in it by doing something as simple as highlighting it and clicking review for word count, and there are 40. So, but I had to do that. Yeah, I had to do that to get 30 words, but I have to have complete thoughts. Then you put this in quotation marks. I copied it straight from the article, and I'm doing the summary over. And then I come down here, and I'll go, and then I'll paraphrase it, put my own words. So that's what you need to add, okay? And it was that quick. You don't have to retype the quote. Just make sure when you get it into your document that it's the same font as everything else in your document, okay? So we need to make sure we're getting that done, because that, I promise you, is 25%. You don't have it, you start off with a 75 on this assignment, because this final is due tomorrow night, okay? By midnight. Okay. Great, okay. Yes?
You said don't call the author by the first name.
Never call them by their first name. This is a formal academic document. You use it does, think about it when you call somebody, if you call me by my first name, I'm going to look at you like, I'm your instructor. You shouldn't be that informal with me. So the same way with something like this. You never in a class that you're doing any kind of work for, refer to your professor, somebody who's done the article, whatever you're doing for that class, never refer by the first name. Last name is how we alphabetize, so it's kind of like, that's the goal. And we are a much more casual society than formal English language wants us to be. I'll just say that. Wow, there's a citation, yay. Yay. Okay. Okay. That was one. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm excited. My chair just went down. I put on a little weight when I took drink, apparently. Scary. Have you done two? I'm working on it.
I got one.
You got one? Could you see your copy of Rodney's? Okay, yeah. Okay. I wanna show y'all something real quick. I've seen this several times where you've put the hanging, something's happened when you've put your hanging indent in, and you've messed up the left margin, okay? Let's go down here. No, that really didn't work. Okay. I'm not sure what you guys are doing, and I'm not sure what I just did. I was trying to make it bigger, and the problem is that you've left, somehow you've messed up your indentations. So I wanna show you. And Odie, I'm not picking on you, I'm trying to show how to fix this. When I look at her summary, I see over here that on the heading, it's where it should be, but when I click in this one, she's actually somehow managed to put that left margin to the left, okay? You're gonna have to fix that. And then in here in the article, you've got the hanging indent, you've gotta go back to paragraph and just put none. Once you've got the citation done, when you get to the summary, you have to take the hanging indent out, because it will indent it all the time. So we just need to get your margin beside the author's last name moved over. Somehow, in creating the hanging indent, something wonky happened, okay? So work on that. I don't know how to tell you that very well, but I've seen it a couple of times.